Good morning, everyone around the world. Tina Spalding Trance Channel here with lesson number 45 of A Course in Miracles. God is the mind with which I think. Today's idea holds the key to what your real thoughts are. They are nothing that you think, just as nothing that you think you see is related to vision in any way. There is no relationship between what is real and what you think is real. Nothing that you think are your real thoughts. Nothing that you think are your real thoughts resemble your real thoughts in any way. Nothing that you think you see bears any resemblance to what vision will show you. You think with the mind of God, therefore you share your thoughts with Him as He shares His with you. They are the same thoughts because they are thought by the same mind. To share is to make alike or to make one. Nor do the thoughts you think with the mind of God leave your mind, because thoughts do not leave their source. Therefore your thoughts are in the mind of God as you are. They are in your mind as well, where He is. And as you are part of His mind, so are your thoughts As you are part of His mind, as are your thoughts part of His mind. Where then are your real thoughts? Today we will attempt to reach them. We will have to look for them in your mind because that is where they are. They must still be there because they cannot have left their source. What is thought by the mind of God is eternal, being part of creation. Our 3 5-minute practice periods today will take the same general form that we used in applying yesterday's idea. We will attempt to leave the unreal and seek for the real. We will deny the world in favor of truth. We will not let the thoughts of the world hold us back. We will not let the beliefs of the world tell us that what God would have us do is impossible. Instead, we will try to recognize that only what God would have us do is possible. We will also try to understand that only what God would have us do is what we want to do. And we will also try to remember that we cannot fail in doing what He would have us do. There is every reason to feel confident that we will succeed today. It is the will of God. Begin the exercises for today by repeating the idea to yourself, closing your eyes as you do so. Then spend a fairly short period in thinking a few relevant thoughts of your own, keeping the idea in mind. After you have added some 4 or 5 thoughts of your own to the idea, repeat it again and tell yourself gently, "My real thoughts are in my mind. I would like to find them." Then try to go past all the unreal thoughts that cover the truth in your mind and reach to the eternal. Under all the senseless thoughts and mad ideas with which you have cluttered up your mind are the thoughts that you thought with God in the beginning. They are there in your mind now, completely unchanged. They will always be in your mind, exactly as they always were. Everything you have thought since then will change, but the foundation on which it rests is wholly changeless. It is this foundation towards which the exercises for today are directed. Here is your mind joined with the mind of God. Here are your thoughts, one with His. For this kind of practice, only one thing is necessary. Approach it as you would an altar dedicated in heaven to God the Father and to God the Son. For such is the place you are trying to reach. You will probably be unable as yet to realize how high you are trying to go. Yet even with the little understanding you have already gained, you should be able to remind yourself that this is no idle game, but an exercise in holiness and an attempt to reach the kingdom of heaven. In the shorter exercise periods for today, try to remember how important it is to you to understand the holiness of the mind that thinks with God. Take a minute or 2 as you repeat the idea throughout the day to appreciate your mind's holiness. Stand aside, however briefly, from all thoughts that are unworthy of Him, whose host you are, and thank Him for the thoughts He is thinking with you. So that is our lesson today, number 45. God is the mind with which I think. Let us see what Jesus has to say today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we thank you for coming to this YouTube channel and joining us today. We are impressed with the work that you are all doing, and we see the benefit of producing these videos for you and producing this supportive commentary that goes along with them. A Course in Miracles is a very, very challenging mind training program, but we want to remind you of what you have been through in your society, the mind training program that you have been through in your society. Think of all of the years of school, getting up when you didn't want to, perhaps wearing clothes that you didn't want to, sitting in hard chairs, even when you were tired, being forced to study things that you weren't interested in, being asked to participate in activities that you were not interested in. This was the mind training program of your society. Over a decade, every single day, barely giving you any time off with homework and projects and extracurricular activities. A mind training program indeed. You must remember that that is what it is. You are being trained to override the ideas, the inspirations, the guidance that you have access to innately as a son or a daughter of God. You then go to university or you go to work, whichever one comes your way. And once again, you are forced, if you want to get your paycheck or your grades, to do things that you do not want to do, write papers that are challenging for the mind about subjects that you do not feel aligned with, and yet this is a mandatory subject. You must complete this subject to get your degree. Or you are asked to work in a place that is paying you poorly, treating you badly, asking you to override that guidance that says run outside into the sunshine. Another mind training program. And after your exhausted day, you go home to your television and you turn on your television because you have no energy left. You have been in resistance all day, a joyless day perhaps, a difficult day, a challenging day, a scary day. Perhaps you have had no support. Perhaps you are alone in a dorm or you are alone in an apartment and you come home to exhaustion and loneliness. And so you turn on your television. And there again the programming continues. Night after night, day after day, year after year, you have been in a profound mind training program. So when you reflect on A Course in Miracles lessons, we want you to really compare apples with apples. We want you to compare this mind training program with the mind training program that we have just described. We are asking very little of you here compared to that mind training program, and yet this is a powerful, transformative tool that is going to bring you to a place of peace. We want you not to argue with this plan. We want you to compare it to the plan you've been through. We want you to compare it to that, because it is that mind training program that we are undoing here together. A powerful, long, and very determined mind training program that your society has set for you. So these few minutes and these little challenges that we set for you, we want you to really compare to what you have already gone through. The most magnificent mind training program there is, Western society. So relax a little bit, come to these lessons joyfully, and know that this is what you are breaking free from. You are going to return back to that connection with the holy mind of God that you have been asked to abandon in favor of television, work, money, food, cigarettes, alcohol, sex, all of these things that you have had programmed into you as replacements for this most wonderful, wonderful connection. I am that one that you know as Jesus. You will not regret doing these lessons. But make sure that you are not telling yourself a story that they are far too hard for you to handle, that you are not going to be able to master it. For you have been through the mind training program of Western society and you have mastered it. And if you can do that, you can do this. We will see you again tomorrow. See you tomorrow, everyone. Bye.